I'm just rolling. We can go anywhere.
Yeah, I'll cut it later anyways. Where's the fucking camera? Oh, there it is.
It's far away now.
It's far away now, right?
With a proper
Stand.
stand.
Remember when we were... I'll just start. Remember when we had like a table with stacks of books and the camera was sitting on top when we were doing the first podcast?
That was professional.
That was very professional.
Very professional.
This tripod stand really is just... It's too easy. It's too easy and it's just boring, to be honest with you. So it's been a while since we did a podcast. The last one we did was in my previous apartment, right?
It was. Now we have a cinematographic.
Oh yeah, we are very professional.
Very professional.
A lot of things changed. I moved apartments. That's it. That's the only thing that changed.
That's It's a lot. I mean,
a lot of things changed. No, I can't share all of it. But this has been such a cunt year, man. I really want this year to be finished. It has been a year of insanity for me.
Yeah.
So many transitions, personal ones, everything. It's been just insane.
I was there.
Yeah, I know you were there. 2 months more and then I'm done. I'm so done.
That's what you think. In life, you just go from one crisis to the next. You think you're done, but then there's
I know you have a theory that I'm attracted to crisis, but no, I don't think so. I think
it's everyone's good like that.
The pendulum thing you were talking about.
The pendulum, Schopenhauer, misery to boredom to misery, just swinging.
So we were talking about men and women and relationships, basically, and we were talking about how common it is for men, basically, they're in a relationship, and when guys are in a relationship, even if it's like my favorite example to use, a young Monica Bellucci, right? It doesn't matter how attracted you are, or how much you're in love, or whatever the fuck is happening. Eventually, the guy's like, okay, leave me alone to read my book, or play my video game, or go on this hike, or just sleep, or go to I don't know, whatever the hell it is. Men are very weird about just like, after a while, they're like, okay, I need alone time. I need to just do this shit alone. Doesn't matter if they have a family, kids, girlfriend, wife, whatever it is. And they will want to be left alone. And I think women can take this as he's not in love with me anymore, or doesn't like me anymore or something. But it's just who men are. And it's like a pendulum. Like you want to be alone. But if like guy actually breaks up and gets to be alone, then he's like, no, I want to be with someone. I want a relationship. I want someone. So which philosopher was saying that you were telling me?
I think it was Schopenhauer. He was talking about pendulum between you want something, when you get it, you get bored. You go back to wanting something different.
So essentially humans are never happy.
You have to find the center and be happy with it. Be content.
Do you think it's a man thing? Maybe women can be happy. It's just a men who are miserable.
I think it's everyone.
You think?
Really, especially now in today's society, you go from one desire to the next. One product that's going to make you happier.
But that's been artificially triggered. Like, okay, remove social media, Instagram, materialism, remove all of that. Go 2,000 years ago. You think men...
No, I don't think so, no. No, I think it's a very modern... And I think it's democratic, like it's...
But you don't think men, I think, were... Even then, they were unhappy.
Yeah, I think in different ways.
Why would Caesar beg for legions from Pompey and Crassus and then go against spiders, then go against fucking barbarian lands in Gaul and Britannia? Spend years of his life doing that when he could have just lived, chilled in Rome.
Yeah, but you don't become Caesar by chilling in Rome.
I don't think originally he was planning to be Caesar. No. At least there's no proof that... Like, okay, there's a record. Do you know Sulla?
By name, yeah.
So Gaius Marius and Sulla were two very massive generals in Rome. Gaius Marius had a record of being elected the consul of Rome for like 4-6 times or some shit. It was insane. And he did the Marius reforms, which made the Roman military a little bit different. The size of the legion, the depth of the legion, the uniform, the training. And he opened the door for legionnaires to become basically honor-bound, and their oaths were to the general, not the republic. So he changed a lot of things. Sulla was his sub-general, who was also later on become a very successful general. A lot of conflicts later. Basically, Sulla is the one who is the original Caesar. He came with an army, crossed the Rubicon in the city of Rome. He was a proper military dictator, just like a decade or two before Caesar did this shit, or 3 or something. Took over Rome, killed a shitload of people, did massive political reforms in Rome at the point of sword. And when the evening he came in and he was just getting people killed because everyone legionnaires were just bringing people in. Okay, interview him. What do you want to do with him, etc. A young Caesar is forced to go meet him. And apparently Caesar was very bold, and Sulla let him go, but then he told someone, okay, follow him and then kill him. This guy has no fear of me. So Sulla was the original Caesar, and there is a record that they met, and Caesar was very obnoxiously bold with him, and he shouldn't have been. No one should have been. But Sulla was a weird character because basically he retired then. He got all the power, made all the reforms, and when he could have done anything, he actually did the Gladiator movie thing. He had all the power and he was like, see you.
I'm on top.
He retired.
On top.
Go to a small state outside the city of Rome in a normal countryside and gave all of his power to Senate. And he thought he has fixed everything, but he couldn't really change the tide. He opened the door for this shit. 2 or 3 decades later, whatever the hell it is, Caesar does the same. There's a very interesting movie, I think someone made it years and years ago, called Caesar. I don't know the actor who played Caesar. He's just some unknown guy. But I know who played Sulla. They got Richard Harris to play Sulla. The guy who played Marcus Aurelius in Gladiator and the first Dumbledore in Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
And he was very good in his role. I remember. That's the only portrayal of Sulla that I know of, actually. But I don't know. I see more and more similarities between the late Roman Republic and America right now.
The empire never ended.
The empire never ended. No, it's also this thing. I was talking to Matisse yesterday, for example. I know, I know that they're trying. What is his name? Steven? This right-wing guy who's a very big Trump supporter.
Yeah.
And he goes all across Europe.
Across Europe.
For meeting every right-wing political party, trying to align them all to basically Trump right-wing movement.
I don't know about this guy.
Right, wait, let me just... He's a very important character. There's a lot of documentaries about him right now. Right-wing American political guy, Steven something. No, not Steven Crowder. There's also This guy is also Stephen Miller. Do you know him?
I don't know this guy.
Oh, he's so yeah, this is the Steve Bannon.
Steve Bannon, yeah.
Steve Bannon.
Steve Bannon.
So Steve Bannon was on doing all these interviews, and they basically asked him because there's a very specific... No, it's not an interpretation. I'm not sure. It's not in the Constitution. It's a later edition or something where it's a limitation on American presidency, that you can only do it twice. In a row or otherwise, doesn't matter. So they were asking him, okay, Trump cannot run the third time. And he was like, he will run the third time and he will win the third time.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, well, that's against the law. And he's like, no, that's just the interpretation of the law. So we are getting a lot of constitutional lawyers to look into it, experts. And we'll probably go to Supreme Court or whatever to change the interpretation. But mark my words, Trump is running for the third time.
They're going to twist it in the... Yeah, absolutely.
But Trump has said he might not want to run for the third time. So that's the tricky part. I think they really want him to run because, and by they, I mean, especially conservative Christian movements. And you remember that movement you were telling me about a long time back before Trump was elected, that Christian party thing, which was a big conspiracy before Trump got elected.
Project 2025, yeah.
Project which one?
2025.
Project 2025.
Which is it was a conspiracy theory before.
Yeah.
But it got leaked. And now there's actually a website that is tracking the progress, and they are making great progress. Of course they are. The whole program is being very much applied.
So those guys are very heavily connected to Steve Bannon. The whole movement is. The difference now compared to 15 years ago is that it was more about military hawks, and when it was about in George Bush Jr. time, and they were on the both sides. It wasn't just the Republicans. Democrats had their own hawks. Clinton was a fucking hawk. She was not in pacifism at all. She wanted to kill the shit out of everyone.
And she was.
Yeah. But now it's a very weird thing. It's a lot of... America is becoming more mainstream Christian as well. It's very out there. Anti-Semitism is 100% on the rise because a lot of Americans are very visible. Someone just asked this question from J.D. Vance day before yesterday or something. Some young guy that I am Christian. you're running for a Christian country, and you're always, peddling this BS about Christianity and, religion and all that. What about your kids and wife? They're Hindu. He asked him to his face. So America's chemistry has changed drastically in the last 10 to 15 years.
It's much more identitarian, even ID politics really pushed.
Yeah, and because of the Christian nature and everything that has happened in the last 2-3 years, they're also very much against the state. Like it used to be always there, but now they're very heavily against the state of Israel. That why are we sending them $100 billion?
AIPAC got exposed a lot.
A lot of these
have
things
you seen
have
all
exposed.
these videos of these people asking people running for governor? Hey,
like, have you taken money from them?
Yeah, you got 2.4 million from there. Like, what is your allegiance? Right?
Exactly.
Have you seen this guy running for mayor of New York?
Yeah, of course, Mundani. Yeah.
And I have seen all of this. I've seen jokes, Islamophobic.
Oh,
jokes,
it's massive.
Which like
he's a terrorist. He's a socialist. He's a communist.
Since 2001.
No, this is very explicit.
2001.
They're explicit.
Like I saw one where he has like he looks like a jihadist.
Yeah. And the dude is very liberal.
And the guy is just a basic leftist. He wants to make the transportation free.
Exactly.
And he's very he's not going to destroy New York.
No.
He's not going to.
He's
a mayor.
He was in the podcast of Andrew Schultz recently.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know Andrew Schultz, right? The comedian with the mustache, white guy from New York. He's on Joe Rogan a lot as well.
Okay, no.
Andrew Schultz. And he was like, Como is spending more money in this campaign than I would even tax him. Because he's saying, I'm going to tax the rich and all that. It's also every single mayor candidate was taking an oath of allegiance to Israel.
Yeah,
they're Americans.
I saw like, what's your first travel going to be?
I'm gonna visit Israel.
I'm gonna go to Israel immediately.
But that's you are not a president. You are not a state secretary. You're not. Your concern is not about the country's foreign policy. You are just a mayor of this small city. Yeah. Try to take care of the roads or transportation or focus on those things. Why the hell do the mayor needs to go to?
It is telling, right? Like how deep. They are just completely.
They don't even question things anymore.
It's
not even about Israel. Why would the mayor of New York be going to any country?
Foreign country, like
any country. You're just a mayor of a city.
They're talking like they're president. Like, oh, I'm going to be kissing the wall in Israel.
If you're a governor, if you're a mayor, just focus on your local thing. Like you don't have anything to do with it. Foreign policy is a federal government issue, not yours. Yeah. What are you doing about this shit?
But they made it. This question of are you on the side of Israel and the Jews or are you like an Islamist? Like it really is that dumb. Like
they asked him a lot of questions and every time he answers in a way that when I become mayor, I'm gonna be doing this in New York, doing that in New York. His answer is perfectly legitimate. He's talking about the city and the position he is running for. I think they just didn't see it coming. New York always had a lot of Jewish people, and I don't know actually how much of them are pro-Israeli as well. I'm not sure. There are obviously Hasidic Jews as well. There are whole communities in New York and whole areas and neighborhoods. But there's obviously a shitload of Pakistanis and Indians and Muslims there in New York.
But it doesn't change anything. Like New York is not going to start, killing Jews just because it's dumb. Like it's a city hall. Like it don't have any.
It's also they're pissed about the state of the country. The roads are broken.
Infrastructures are.
It looks good on in movies. You Google any city or any town in America, it looks all the same. A broken road. Its infrastructure is so bad. Yeah. Everything is so messed up, and homeless people are like everywhere.
And fentanyl addiction is crazy.
Opioid addiction. And crops are in hell. GMO is going in like genetic.
I was looking. I don't know if I told you, but I was looking at. I was curious. I was looking at YouTube videos of YouTubers visiting major cities in the US.
Okay.
But like different guys, and every time there's the same thing. Just down the center of the city is just homeless people on fentanyl, like zombies, walking around, and no one goes there because it's just a mess. And I was in disbelief. Like I looked at 5 different cities, and all of them are like.
Yeah.
It's just zombies.
It's not people just think sometimes it's LA and San Francisco.
It's all of them.
No. Like, it's massive.
I was looking.
It's almost like it's systematic. That you are potentially the richest country for the last 70 years. And you're spending such a low amount of money on your own citizens. You're sending hundreds of billions of dollars outside.
But that's the crazy thing. They spend a lot more than any other country per capita on health. Public money.
But that's the thing. The government is not for the people, and it's not from the people.
No, I know. I mean,
the government is from organization and yeah, exactly, from every single major field that you can imagine. It's also the laws they passed in Clinton's era and all that. It opened the floodgates for donors for the money to come in politics, everything. Politics should be something which has no money in it at all. It should not attract human beings who think I can make a revenue from this.
A career.
Exactly, or a career. Like, it should be so strict. You come in, you spend 8 years, and you get the hell out. I'm also heavily against Mitchell McDonald and all of these guys who are, they can't even walk, they can't even speak, and they're in Congress because they keep getting re-elected from the same place 30, 40, 48 years. You have no idea where the world is really going. You are not in touch with the young people of your areas, of your states, of your cities. You have no idea what's going on. It should be a job with a time limit. You cannot spend more time in politics. You have to show everything that you have, and when you leave, it cannot be more than this. Because there's so many backdoor deals that you can make. Wink, wink. I'll pass this. 10 years later, you pay me. There should be very, very strict checks. You should be almost like a stoic or a cynic philosopher to get into politics.
The way I see it, and it was like this I believe in ancient Greece. There was people representatives were picked at random. They would have a pool of people willing to become like a representative.
Like the jury selection in America or something.
And they just pick randomly. Like it's just completely like the...
No, I get it.
It was an election. And
also, if you look at 80%, probably more, of politicians in any country, but specifically if you look at UK, if you look at America, they're coming from a single background. All are lawyers.
Yeah.
Where are engineers, scientists, artists, writers, poets, singers, housewives? Where is the broad spectrum of society who actually make the society work and know various things which these people might not know? Where's a philosopher or two? Where's a philosopher or two sitting in the fucking assembly saying weird shit?
Yeah.
Every now and then they make a weird speech and everyone is like, oh shit. But where are those people? You have made the government a completely commercial business. So they pander to every commercial entity in the United States of America.
The worst. The absolute worst. Same in France.
Same everywhere, but in different... In Western Europe, America, Australia, New Zealand, it's the same. Africa is a very different setting because most of those governments are propped up by either America, France or UK, India or China, because there are 5 or 6 major players in Africa, and each African country is semi-owned by someone. There was a very good book I read a few years back. It was called The Looting Machine by Tom Bergs. This guy was a correspondent in Africa for 3 decades, and eventually he got tired of everything, the looting and just the corruption, right? So he wrote his book about every African country, Looting Machine. And it's so clear. Every country is basically almost owned by someone. I went to Seychelles. It's a small country. It's an island right under or above Madagascar on the coast of Africa. It's completely Indian. Every bus that is running here for public transport is a used bus from India, from Tata Industries. They're infused into every area of the government. So, and what happens in mainland Africa, basically a government comes in there, we'll build you a port, we'll build your roads, we'll build your schools, and we need mineral rights, and we'll build up blah, 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 all of this shit. And then we'll bring our employees to actually be officers and managers for all of this shit. It happens same in Pakistan as well. Our mineral rights are gone to 3 different countries, and it's going to happen everywhere eventually, right? Sometimes I think we talk about things on such a small level. We're talking about countries and politicians and their evil doings or wrongdoings or corruption. And if you zoom out of all of this shit that is happening on this whole planet, where is it eventually going? I see it as fight over minerals, fights over rights of minerals, because you're going to use minerals to build things. And if you don't destroy each other, eventually I think, if not a world government, you're looking at 2 or 3 or 4 major governments which are going to be run by financial corporations. I do not see any scenario where Earth is not going to be run by massive corporations behind the scenes or on the scene. Because we are already on that path. Politics is completely about money. So Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Nvidia or OpenAI, and now put in like 3 oil executives and like put in like 15 people, pharmaceutical, genes, oil executives, social media, and basically digital and AI and all of that kind of stuff, or any genetic thing, new thing that might come on. These things people are going to own a government. And then it will come down to the rights of who can mine in asteroids and comets. When we really start doing spacefaring, who has a right just to get all that nickel out, build this, build that in space. If we survive, I think in 100 years, the same people whose life suck in Barcelona, like the middle class or the lower middle class who are barely surviving, living in small apartments, they're gonna be off working in some factory on the orbit of moon or some shit.
Right.
And convincing themselves, one day my life will be better. That's basically what's gonna happen.
I think we get robots to do this, really. I don't think it's realistic to send humans. And they're working on robots already.
It's cheaper.
I think robots are cheaper. I think.
You get poor people who believe in conservative poor people, religious people, they will breed a lot. You just put them in a place and allow them to breed. Right now the issue is the breeding is they're trying to limit it because their opinion is that they don't need it and they're going to more towards automation and robotics and AI and everything else. But eventually humanity is cheap. Like, why wouldn't you want a colony of just people who just grow themselves into doing that thing?
I don't know. I think it's cheap on Earth. It's very expensive in Spain. In space.
Because you're thinking about food and everything.
Life supply, space, food, infrastructure is very.
No, but think about like filtered water from your urine. Think about yeast manufactured food.
I know about all of this. I'm just thinking it's way more economical just to work on robot tech. Like, have you looked at factories?
Yeah.
Have you seen Amazon? The amount of people they're kicking out. And
I have even looked at a factory in China which makes cruise missiles and it's completely humanless now.
Yeah. And have you seen Amazon is firing a lot of people lately, and they want to fire
a few thousand just a few months ago. Tens of thousands.
20k people, 15k, and they are. I mean, most of them are like managers and like things like that, but they want by 20.
They're firing managers? Fuck.
Yeah.
I need to find the job.
2033, I believe, they want to replace half of everyone with AI and automation. They just want to get rid of. You know, I was reading about how bad the job market is right now, and people are saying, "Oh no, it's just a phase, right? It's just like in 2008." But if you look at the companies, they do well. They make records. Because in 2008 there was a lot of firing because of the crisis, right?
Yeah, but that's a different situation.
They didn't want to fire, but they had to because no money was flowing in. If you look at like Google just published their result, like they just broke the records again, and Apple too. These companies are firing a lot of people and they make record high money. They have no issue. Amazon is very well financially, like they do a lot of money. They have
and Apple has a shitload of cash.
They have a lot of cash too. They have no issues and they are firing. Like, I think it's a shift. There's really a shift happening right now, but it's not.
Sometimes the thing is you only have like 5 or 8 next years to make some serious money to get the hell out. But what I don't understand is what's the right direction. Sometimes I think, okay, you walk towards the past. Homestead, land, farm, you become self-sustained, you grow most of your own food, you have a big family, you have animals, life of peace and content, and you just opt out of what the civilization is becoming. Then what I'm afraid of is that you'll become so unprepared, and if that solution doesn't work and the civilization eventually comes to your small piece of fairy tale island, you're screwed. So the solution is actually to go towards more future, like read more and more and learn more and more in robotics, and actually
I feel the same.
Make yourself indispensable for the future. Go into AI, go into all these
Either
things.
Either you cash out or you go all in, but there's no middle.
There's no middle. You go completely out of the civilization and you grow grass, or you go completely in and everything new coming in, you go all in. Yeah. You don't do this thing, I just have a phone, I don't want to. No. Go full in.
You go full in, all in.
Yeah, get the courses, get the,
And like the moment a new AI tool comes in, you
start using it.
Use it, and you become a 10x. Like, whatever.
There's a girl I know, she was asked, she's working for content in Scotland. She does content. She did a degree in software engineering some years ago. But how much engineering can you do in a degree? And she knows basic JavaScript or HTML, that kind of thing. She was like, I want to become a front-end developer. Jesus. And I'm like, no. Do not do this to yourself. You don't understand what you're doing this to yourself. Like, this is a bad idea for you. And people don't understand, but it's because it's not like you learn something and then you're done. It's constant. New libraries are coming in every day. It's tiring.
And it's not even good. It's not even like exciting and good and smart, and it's just miserable. Front end is miserable.
Yeah, I know this front end developer.
Yeah.
And he looks very, very miserable all the time.
And the thing is, you don't even make, like, I feel like now it's more work than back end in the end. Like, it's more shit in the gap in your head all the time.
Because you need to know so many libraries, and they keep changing how you're using variables and states. And
you're still a front-end developer, which is paid maybe 20% less on average than a back-end.
Because the industry looks down on the front-end developer compared to a back-ender.
And back-end is like a CRUD application and database and cache and maybe sometime an API. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's like
it has its own challenges.
More straightforward. Like, it's much more reasonable.
Overall, I think the issue is if you're going into programming, you need to prepare. You need to have a personality of someone who is constantly looking and checking and learning, and that can be like, oh yeah, I want to do that, but that is so tiring. Think in years. Think about a decade.
Like, you can do it for a few years. Guess you can have the energy, you have a flow, but then eventually you're like.
And the rate of change is exponential. Yeah. When I was doing this shit in 2007 or 8, I had to learn, but it was like this much per year. Now it's like every year is not linear change. It's like the graph is just going up.
It's exponential.
Now you need to know AI tools.
Right.
Now you need to do a lot more for back end and front end. So it's. And I'm
talking about tech now.
Yeah, it's.
we say we're not talking about tech, but we are.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk. But the tech is related right now, right? Because everyone who's not in tech thinks programming is the way. That's what they think.
That's what we think.
And everyone who is in programming,
we know,
thinks, get me the fuck out of here.
It's always in English, pauperization. It's it used to be like good money and kind of chill, and now it's like more and more grunt work. It's more and more.
Yeah, it can be good money still, but it's a lot more grunt work.
And I think if you want to go in programming, focus on making your own things, own products.
Which is also now like, let's say you actually break through something and you make something like big boys are not going to come in and fuck you.
I'm not sure. I think there's a lot of space still.
Yeah.
And because you have AI as AI is going to solve everything, but the truth is people are lazy, and if you just like there are a lot of people making millions just by wrapping some product around.
Yeah, you're talking LLMs or something.
They just make it nice and easy to use. Like you have this app, make your muscle bigger, which you could just prompt an LLM to do it for you. Like you send an image and say but people are so lazy. Like you just make it like an app, a nice app, and you can make money. Like this guy,
you can make the same app about a dick pics, make it bigger and then sell it.
True.
A lot of people might want to do that.
Yeah, this guy I told you, Peter Levels. He makes a lot of money by doing interior AI. I don't know if you know it. It's like you take a picture of your place and you can decorate with AI. It's very basic. I mean, not basic. It's work, but and he makes very good money. I know this. So yeah, if you make a programming go into make a product.
But even then, the basic question still remains, right? Do you opt out of civilization and do you go out and raise grass and animals and family, or do you go full in? I don't know which one is right, but I do know there's no. I agree. There's no middle.
There's no middle.
There's no middle. If you're in the middle, you're gonna fucking get crushed. Especially if you're in the West. East, changes will come a bit later, so you have a bit more time. But if you're in the West, you're gonna suffer, and you're gonna suffer bad. You cannot be in the middle anymore. You have to go all out or all in, which sucks. But anyways,
not fun.
Or you become an influencer and make money that way, or OnlyFans.
But even then, we're going to bet AI is going to, because content is going.
It's just
to
starting
generate
now.
Content that is going to be so specific. I already saw some videos. I didn't know it was AI.
On
Instagram, yeah.
But with people.
And people are sharing it. No, mostly animals.
Okay, yeah. That happens all the time. Like, because I've seen animals and baby thing.
Yeah.
Like a cute interaction, which animals would not probably realistically do, but it's cute, so it sells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is. And you cannot tell. Like, I was fooled yesterday by a video. I was like, oh, that could happen, but it didn't.
I'll give it a year or two more and we're done.
And movies, and I told you already with content, like, if we're going to make movies for individuals, like
we discussed that.
Like according to your your attention span and your sensitivity.
Oh, you like history more? Let me make a TV series for you.
Yeah, you want like realism? Okay.
Germanic tribes and Caesar. Let me do this for you. It's gonna be so addictive that you're gonna not.
Yeah.
Imagine HBO's Rome, but better, and from all over the history, and it never ends.
And you want this scene to last 3 hours? Okay, I would make it last as long as you want. Which is amazing. Like, I would love to see Rome. Like a series like Rome, but like 10 seasons of just talking.
Where the hell are we going with this?
Yeah.
How will you tell, like, okay, how many videos do you see Instagram related to politics that you go and actually Google it and fact check it or whatever? Most people don't.
No.
You're just scrolling through the reels.
It's like chat, GPT and everything. They are wrong a lot of the time.
Imagine in 2 years you're saying, oh, I declare war on this or that. You'll see a lot of videos and you'll have no idea if this president or this prime minister or this general did they actually say that? You'll be getting into arguments with people who will have their own AI information. You'll have your own AI information. Both of you might be incorrect and you'll be having arguments with people about the shit.
Maybe the guy doesn't even exist.
The guy doesn't even exist, maybe. Someone made a fake profile 3 years ago and there was so much content online that you think this person actually exists.
Yeah.
That's where regulation come in. The government will be like, okay, no, we need to do something about it. But the regulation is always slower than technology. Legislation is always slower than movement. So it will not be able to cover it.
Slower and dumber.
Slower and dumber. So yeah, we are going towards a very interesting phase. And I'm afraid, what I want to do is opt out. I've been thinking about that for years now. Like live outside, grow your food and all. But then I'm afraid that you'll become even more of a victim if civilization arrives to you. Yeah. So you go all in.
Like
you go to China.
How to be resilient. You go to China.
Yeah. Like your girlfriend should be a programmer. You're a programmer. You're both into AI, and then you move to China. And you remove all your assets and everything, get a storage room, and you just have no house or something. And you just live in the ether.
So you have to be cyberpunk, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
The corporations in control. Techno-feudalism.
I saw this video. A guy posted a video of some street in China. And the other guy said, this is not real. So he made a video, he took a ticket, blah, 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 took a flight, went to China. I don't know from where, maybe Europe or somewhere. And he went to exact same street, and it's like unreal. It looks like anime.
Yeah,
people are sitting in a cafe and they walk out. And
I saw that
like,
street, yeah.
Sometimes I really think I want to live in China a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to see what the hell is happening. They are on another level.
Big. Like, it's big. I think there's a lot of disparity in China. And they have this system of tier, right? Tier 1, tier 2, tier 2. Like, everything is very quantified and hierarchical.
Recently, I don't know if you know it. I don't know when it happened, a year ago or 2 years ago. Saudis and Chinese sign a deal. Normal deal as usual, buying oil. But this was the first time in history where Saudis accepted payment which is not in dollars?
Yeah, that's big.
That's very big. That has been the case since God knows for a century now. They accepted payment in, what's the currency for China? Yuan? Yen?
Yuan?
Yeah, yuan. They accepted the currency, which basically people don't understand like what it actually means. They think it's the end of empire. It's not about the end of empire. American empire is also supported heavily by their military and their massive economy of consumption. It's not just, but in the last 30, 40 years, Japan, especially Russia, Europe, have gone from 5 to 10% to around, different countries have different percentages, to 20 to 35% number, which represents the non-reliance on dollar. Like, this is not how they are saving their assets anymore. It's like still 60, 70% dollars, but not all of it. Russia did the most job, like they went to gold standard a lot more before the Ukraine war started. The more and more that happens, it means America's ability to cause restrictions on you diminishes. When they do sanctions, okay, we want to control this country, so we're going to apply sanctions on you so you cannot trade and all that, and that cripples you. If they're not dealing with dollars, you can't do anything to them. That's the whole thing. So Chinese did this deal, which is a massive blow, and it's a signal to America from Saudis as well, yeah, we're not your bitch anymore, completely at least. And then South Americans go nuts. And they're like, we should have a South American currency in which we buy oil or something in that currency. By the way, Venezuela is going to get hit by America any day now. Like, they are really tired with this guy and they're going to kill him, and they have more. Venezuela has more oil. There's zero way in hell America is going to let go of that oil right in their own neighborhood. It's just not going to happen. Right. So South America was like, okay, we should do something similar, but America is like, no, you are across this side of the Atlantic. We're not doing this shit. But then nonetheless, we are living in an age of where change is happening now. The post-World War II era is slowly declining. American military power is still there, but God knows for how long. China's naval building capabilities are a lot higher than America right now. They can build a lot more vessels, a lot faster than America. It's not even a normal number. I was looking into this, like it's like 10 to 430 ratio of naval building capacity right now, and the cruise missile building capacity right now. Like, America doesn't actually have weaponry in stock. There's a very big weapons manufacturer. He's a billionaire, and he's the one who manufactured Occult. I don't know if you know, like Oculus. Sorry, the VR, the guy who invented that. Basically, he's a massive drone and weapons manufacturer now.
Peter Thiel?
No. Another character like him. Wait, let me get his name. He's a very weird looking character with long hair and everything. He was also on Joe Rogan recently. Palmer Luckey. This guy. I don't know if you know him. Palmer Luckey will also did TED Talks and all that. He's a very massive weapons manufacturer, and he's specializing in drones. So he's making these drones which can be manufactured by any normal American factory, not like an overly specialized one. And he's trying to make drone structures and all of these kind of new weaponry which can actually counter cruise missiles and all sorts of shit.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
That guy. Okay, he's like the long hair, always wear flip-flops.
Yeah.
Multi-billionaire.
He made Andrew Industries.
Yeah,
which is part of the CIA.
Yeah. Completely embedded with the state currently.
Yeah.
And he's going everywhere trying to really highlight the differences between Chinese and American manufacturing. So basically he can get more funding and...
He's a radical Zionist too.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's really like pushing them to create more advanced weaponry faster, because they're going to get overtaken by China right now in terms of weapons manufacturing. Because they're reliant on these, for example, heavy naval activities, and destroyers and battleships are not there anymore, but like these aircraft carriers, which can be just drowned by a single hypersonic missile. If you don't have the capability to really counter the new missiles, they will destroy your entire aircraft carrier fleet in a matter of minutes. All that money goes to shit. So what's the damn point anymore? It's also like the things I hear about advanced war, I think people don't understand how different war is right now, because advanced wars are being done in Ukraine and Russia. The drones, I mean, the stories I was hearing 2 years ago in that war is very different than what I'm hearing now. It's a swarm of drones. They're automated, auto-charged, weaponry manufactured. They come in, they recharge themselves.
Fiber optic, like.
It's so insane. They are doing DNA markups. I mean, there's a movie, Winter Soldier, Captain America, where the guns were actually going to analyze your DNA markup before shooting you. And we are almost getting into a place where we're doing that kind of rocket scientist bullshit with drones, basically, right now. It's the wars are getting insane.
It's amusing because I remember a few years before war in Ukraine, there was a debate in French military, like what should we do about drones, and they all agreed to say, oh, we should only keep it to observation things. And I was laughing. I was thinking, the moment we have a natural conflict, is going to be a race to how can one operator can kill as many people as
you make a factory which makes AI and robotics to create drones. Each drone is as big as this couch, right? It has fuel. It can fly, let's say, 500 kilometers. Then you have launchers. And these things just fly, they go back, they land themselves, and they refuel, and they go again. You have perpetual Air Force now. Perpetual, in cycles.
Doesn't sleep.
Doesn't do anything. And you don't even have to have operators. Forget about operators.
Or one operator can operate 20 or 30 drones.
But don't even do that. Create batches of 20 or 50 and give them basically objectives and control them by AI and patterns and leave it completely independent on it. Okay, if you come across jets or do this and these kind of maneuvers, you involve AI in warfare. That's what, by the way, this guy was talking about, the guy who just said Palmer. They are heavily involving AI already, not in future. They've already built those weapons. They're involving artificial intelligence into their weaponry to make decisions on the fly without any human oversight. We have weapons now which are completely AI run.
Autonomous,
who are stopping missiles or missiles themselves or are drones. Now, if you have automated factories, you can make 1 million of these things. And then good luck.
It's just a numbers game. Like who can manufacture
more and who has the better technology. Because if I have better technology, I have 1,000 of them, and you have like 100,000, you're still dead. It's just about technology. If I can evade every attack that you do, and my AI is a lot better,
I wonder if we will have maybe no one on the battleground soon, like no humans on the battleground.
It's going to be just.
Because I'm following this guy in Ukraine. There's a YouTuber, a drone operator in Ukraine. And he explained, he says, like the drone changed everything. There's no front line anymore.
No.
You're like 15 kilometers
Pakistan
behind.
And India had that. Indian drones came into Pakistan. In the major cities. In Lahore, Sial, they came in all the major cities.
It's like you're 20 kilometers behind the front line, the official front line, and there's a drone flying on your head from nowhere. And he says right now everyone is on micro sleeping in Ukraine, like in the front line. You can sleep for 20 minutes, then you have to move. And it's like you have to micro sleep, you cannot sleep for hours. And it's exhausting, right?
Because it must be an army. Like if I was conducting this, I would make an army of drone with like different classifications of drone. Like you have scouts.
Right.
Okay, you have very lightweight drones which do not make any sound, which are like as big as this, but it's just a massive sensory and camera. Go. I'll send 500 of them. They're just doing planning and mapping and scouting, and they're not even transmitting anything, so they don't get caught. They just come back to this baseline, they transport everything, and the AI makes a decision. These are all the troop movements, whatever data we have, and I'm going to plan this attack. I'm sending these 1,000. And this is happening on the fly.
It is.
What freaked me out 5 years ago, I bought this massive house in Netherlands. And the living room was massive. It was like 88, 90 square meter. Massive to me. So I bought a Roomba, which was just a robot vacuum cleaner. It was now at that time, it was just official. Roomba is going to go. So what Roomba was doing, it was going to go around all your house and it's just going to map it on its own. You get the app and it will just tell you, I'm going to go in this area at that time in the noon. You're not telling it. It's just making these decisions. I think this has been way too long. I'm going to go and now clean it. Then you could buy another Roomba, which was a mop. So the Roomba will go and clean certain areas. Let's say it has clean your office. It's going towards the kitchen. It's going to send a signal to the mop and he's going to be like, wait, You're doing the office, but kitchen is clean, right? I'm gonna go mop the kitchen now.
Yeah,
they were talking to each other and planning the whole activity
Yeah.
themselves. And this was 5-6 years ago. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
And now they're killers.
Now they have bombs on it.
I think it's not just, okay, in a hand, it's about minerals and materials that you need for manufacturing and better manufacturing, of course. But I think the war is going to be about who has the better software. Because when it comes to 1,000 drones versus 1,000 drones, it will heavily become who has the better software to defeat the other team.
But it's slightly better and can take out more.
Because all of them have like Excel guns and missiles and this and that. But it will basically be about if I can evade you and I can shoot you from a place that you can't see, you're screwed.
Better reach.
So Palmer and these guys, like, people don't see this. Like the Trump's thing about the H-1 visa bullshit, for example, when he banned all the Indians from coming in. We are going into a pre-First World War era. All the powers will want all the technology in-house. They would want expertise in-house. They will not want to share scientific studies anymore, which has been the case for the last 40, 50 years. No open research papers going in the ether. No kumbaya that everyone can just talk about anything. I think countries will maintain very heavy guard against software, intellectual property when it comes to military usages. All of these things will basically become weaponry.
Right. Yeah.
And the individuals who are very good, like an individual who is at the cutting edge in his field when it comes to genes or AI or all that, I would be very surprised if they would even be allowed to leave the country in 5-8 years. So I think we have entered an era of AI and software warfare essentially, and which is becoming so alien so fast. And that's, again, either you get the fuck out because this is too alien for you now.
Indeed.
Or you go all the way in. Because if you want to be a part of the future, you have to go all the way in.
All the way.
Let's say I'm in 30s right now. If, for example, I think I'm going to live for 50 more years, can I really just sit on the outside for 50 years? If I was 65, I'd be like, let me just get a small island and get the fuck out of here and chill and read books. But can I do it for 4 or 5 decades?
Yeah. If you look at 50 years ago, the world, how it was.
Yeah, you could do it, I guess.
But now it's...
And the world, which changed in the last 50 years, is not even close to how much change is going to happen in the next 50 years. Because again, this is not linear, it's exponential. We had radio and TV for decades. And then we got an iPhone. And now look at where the fuck we are.
Right.
So the rate of change in 50 years is going to be so massive. I mean, I-3 Atlas, the comet, I don't know if you followed this shit, was coming in. A lot of conspiracy theories, majorly coming from one physicist mostly, who was... basically what that comet had, there were some things which were unusual. Especially the nickel was unheard of. The one thing it has changed is that physicists have to change their theory on how minerals and elements formate. Because there were theories again about how metals, like if you find this metal, you have to have this metal. That comet has changed certain of those theories now.
Okay.
But nothing weird happened though. But I was just thinking when it was coming close, like, okay, for instance, this thing is artificial life. And instead of going through a certain pathway this way, eventually it goes like, you know what, I'm going to go to these people. And it goes towards you. We are in such crazy times that wouldn't even surprise anyone. People will be like, yeah, people already knew about this. It's coming. Of course, that's what they were doing. Governments knew, blah, blah, blah. We have entered such crazy times now.
Just look at the US politics. I think South Park cannot keep
Dude,
up.
sometimes it looks like a sci-fi novel.
Yeah.
Like
anything is
creeping towards doom, and we all know it. And I'm reading this sci-fi book series right now called the Sun Eater series. And there's so much in there which I'm like, because essentially the governments of the world created AI machines, typical, they call them Magdiani, and those machines really try to look after human beings and make the best decisions for them eventually. And then they're too much, and then the typical storyline, there's a war between them, etc., etc. And the remnants of those machines, they were defeated. The remnants of those machines are still available somewhere in the universe, for example, and this character goes and talks to them and all that. Amazingly philosophical and interesting chapters. And I'm reading those things in the book, and I'm like, the fuck are we doing? The thing about AI is our movies have convinced us that this has to be evil. We made movies about this shit for 50 years. The robots are going to end up killing us. AI is going to end up killing us. And I was listening to someone who was saying maybe it's not going to be that way. Maybe the programming will hold and this and that. And maybe it will. But it's still the overall tilt in entire Homo sapien species that we are making a new intelligence. We are making a new form of life. We don't like to call it that. But you're giving birth to a new form of life. Even if it's subservient to you, even if it's bound by certain rules and regulations that you have made for it, you are making things which can think. Just philosophically, that's such a massive thing. And human beings are playing now God, and we are making things which can think. And somehow that doesn't collapse every old idea that we have about everything.
I think we're just not realizing now.
I don't think people
realize disbelief.
The people don't zoom out and look at this.
What I told you about the jobs, right? Like, oh no, AI is not replacing the jobs. It's destroying.
It's destroying.
It's like it's a mess. If you look at Amazon, Google, they're just destroying it, and
I was just telling someone, imagine the taxi industry in 15 years. Do you think it will exist? If I have an automated car, I'm going to go in the office, and for the next 8 hours, this car can go in, and as a service, just pick you up, drop you, pick you up, drop you, take €2 from each of you, and just be a service. And it can be a taxi because it can just drive itself. That's where we are heading. Yeah. And if that's where we're heading, why would I own this car? Yeah, why wouldn't it be an appliance or a service or a subscription model? Because everything is eventually trying to become a subscription model. That's what the World Economic Forum is trying to push everything towards, right? You don't own anything and you're happy. So you don't own a car, you don't own a house, you don't own anything. Everything is on subscription. It's just...
And you don't need to own...
Even if you buy a new BMW these days, or some new cars right now, for the past, actually, I saw this first few years back. There are things that you cannot use in the car unless you buy a subscription for the car.
Like the power, like they limit the power of the car. And you can pay to get
you get a V8 engine BMW, and there are certain things that you couldn't use because you'll have to buy a subscription, so that gets unlocked.
I know about this.
Yeah, I saw it live like a few years back when I was in Netherlands or something.
You need to pay, like you have to jailbreak your car.
And I'm like, but I already own the car. That's such an alien thing. You used to own the car.
Yeah, it's like the car that can drive itself back if you don't pay. I think it's Tesla doing it. So if you're not paying,
it can drive you to a police station.
Yeah, it can drive to a police station. Yeah, or it
against your will
back to the factory if you don't pay for it.
Against your will,
yeah.
And, I think we're gonna be more and more unmanned when it comes to drivers, when it comes to pilots. Eventually, when it comes to trains, 100%. Those are the easiest probably. Single track trains. I mean, from point A to point B.
I think also when it comes to thinking, I think we're doomed. I think that's the worst part.
I am thinking less. Yeah. I'm using AI.
Yeah.
Everyone is using. I was just talking to Jawad that day. Like 20 years ago, you would come to me and you would ask me, Ali, what's your sister's phone number? What's your mother's phone number? What's your friend's phone number? I remembered all their phone numbers. I still remember some of them. I remember this guy in Pakistan, I think 917-9182, like 03333-917-918. I remember the phone numbers.
No phone number.
Ask me now anyone's phone number. Anyone's. I don't know it. I just barely remember my own because that's the only thing I put on paper.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I don't know anything. We do not use our memory the way we used to about a lot of things. Also maps
and direction.
Like I'm so handicapped now.
During when there was the power shutdown in Spain. My girlfriend, she was in downtown, and someone had a woman lost, she fainted.
Okay.
And everyone was like, you need to get an ambulance, but there was no phone, and it was not working. So we're like, let's go to a doctor, let's go to an hospital. No one knew where the hospital was. Like people were like, and I was thinking myself, if I'm in Catalonia right now and you tell me go to the hospital, I have no idea. I know one which is far away, but I have no idea if I have to go to a doctor.
Here's a funny thing. I know all of them in Lahore right now.
Okay, no, but not in
because I used to remember those times, right? So
right.
I used to drive. I know all of it.
But in here, like if you're like with no maps, and you have to go like fast to a doctor,
you're screwed.
I have no idea. I don't know.
And also, if I just give you a paper map and you land in a country and you have a car, I'm like, okay, go drive somewhere, get something done. You'll be completely screwed.
Very confused, yeah.
Yeah, it will take a long time for you to get used to it. I'm so reliant on Google Maps. Like, that's the whole concept, right? The more your life becomes easier and facilitated, that's the enemy.
Yeah.
Human beings do not let go of liberty and freedom just in a big battle. It goes piece by piece because you want more and more easiness.
Yeah.
You'd want to do less and less difficult things. So little by little you just
It is terrifying for the brain because if you're not using your brain, everything that we know about science tell the same thing, medicine and science. You will lose your mental ability. You're very exposed to Alzheimer's if you're not using your brain. With sleep is a huge part of it, but also using your brain for complex tasks, like you can get very bad. You can really, you're not going to grow smart. You're going to become very dumb.
I mean, I was thinking about these books, which are, anyone who follows my page probably knows I'm looking at like almost 1,000 books right now in this room. When I started this thing, first of all, I didn't start it that I'm going to read 1,000 books. I read 59 books one year. And then I thought, I want to read more. Then next year I read 103. And by the end of that year, I thought, I want to read 1,000 books because I saw this video and I'm like, I want to do this. And I had a lot of other reasons of personal nature. But sometimes I think, these days, sometimes I think, especially the year I've had, that am I a slave to this cause that I have made for myself? Like, sometimes do I do it for pleasure anymore? Or am I just a slave because I still have 5 years to go? I'm at like 450 something. So I'm like, I'm halfway done almost. But am I a slave to this cause or... Because it's a very long duration cause. But then I give myself this thing that whatever else or may or not be, it forces me to think. Forces me. You cannot consume this much literature and not think, especially when it's politics and history and philosophy and fiction and science fiction.
And it feels so good. It feels so good to think, to actually have something going on in your brain.
Yeah, when you have a moment of peace and you're actually thinking independently about...
Anyway, it's a bit difficult too. I was reading about... Because I was thinking in my head about AI art, AI generated art. And I didn't have really an opinion on it. So I read this book by Walter Benjamin. I don't know if you know him. He's a philosopher. And he wrote about...
Must be French, that's why I don't know him.
No, I think he's German or something like this.
Ugh, even worse.
And he talked about this time. He wrote this essay, short one but dense, about art at the time at the time of photography. There was a huge debate because before that you had paintings, but in order to see a painting you had to go to an actual museum. Like the painting was a unique thing you had to go to. But then in his time it was cheaper and cheaper to reproduce with photography and all of that.
Yeah.
And he was thinking, what does it mean for art when you can actually reproduce it easily? Like, what makes art so special now that we can reproduce it? Is it really that special of a thing? And I was thinking, we can make a parallel 100 years later with AI. Like, is art really special now that we can just prompt an image? And you can see a lot of relation from what he was thinking 100 years ago with today. And I was just thinking, wow, this thing is actually making my brain work. Like, just reading him, I can feel thinking is really tough. Like, I'm not on Instagram right now.
Especially that shit. I was texting you. It's so fucking bad. Doom scrolling.
So bad. Doom scrolling is... And I'm addicted. I wish I was not. But I am truly... I cannot. get off of it. Like I need my dose.
I think it's difficult for people to accept that these changes 100% will diminish the value of many things that we traditionally think are valuable, like art. We don't want to accept it, but obviously there's a massive amount of value which will deprecate for a piece of art when I can hang a picture perfect replica of that in my own house and look at it. Or just look at it from any time, zoom in from my phone.
Yeah.
You might want to pretend, no, it doesn't take any favor from it. It does take something from it. It has to.
Walter Benjamin talks about the aura of art. Like, what's the difference between a picture of Mona Lisa and the actual painting in a setting of a museum? Is that it has an aura to it. Like, there's a uniqueness to art that you cannot reproduce, like in a reproduction, is lacking it. You cannot.
Okay.
Just because of the way it's presented sometimes. Like,
aura of
I can
art.
show you, like, if you had a painting here, you might not be touched by it as much as this same painting, but in a museum, in the context. Like, the context of art makes it changes its nature in some way.
Okay, no, fair enough.
Talks about as well about movies. Like, it talks about the difference between theater, because in his time as well, you had the movies coming in, and he was telling, back in theater, you had the actor was in full control of his performance. Like, he could completely change it from one performance to the next, and the guy, the playwright, had very little control, right? But now with movies, the actor has very little control. Like, you can cut the scene differently, you can zoom in, zoom out, you have all this control on the performance, and it takes away from the actor, because the actor cannot really control his image as much.
Okay.
And I think it's the same with AI. You cannot, like, the artist is removed from the process even more.
But you have,
like in videos, like there's no artist anymore. It's just
name me any major artists in the last 40 years who are not actresses or singers.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
You like, so you have to be extremely eccentric and do something extremely unusual to stand out right now.
To stand out, yeah.
Like do some like Banksy thing. Like you have to do something very weird to stand out right now. You can right now make a landscape, paint it, and objectively it might be better than every painter from Renaissance to now, and no one will give a fuck about you. Okay, people will. Let me rephrase it. A small portion of people online, or if you do your social media correctly, they will give a shit about you. But the masses won't know your name. Of course not. Talking about like Mona Lisa in French, like, when the fuck are you getting the jewels back?
That's good.
Why is your security so bad? What the fuck is going on with the French?
I cannot speak. I'm in big trouble if I speak. But
it's such an embarrassment. Emperor's jewels from the Emperor's Museum in the Emperor's City.
It's very symbolic. They don't want to make it symbolic because it's, of course, politicians are fishing right there. But it's very symbolic in a lot of ways.
The decline?
The decline, and also the audacity, because before that there was this cabinet that was almost impossible to get in, and they changed it for new ones that cost €500,000. And they broke into this in like a matter of minutes. They had someone on the inside, which usually they do.
But it must be such a massive staff in Louvre, hundreds and hundreds of people at the
minimum. Yeah, but there was actually a lot of protests from the union. There's a union in the Louvre.
Of course, there's a union.
And before that, they were protesting. They were saying the administration is doing bullshit. And the security staff was very upset. They said we lost personnel, and we have less means than before. And now that this happened, there's a lot of pointing fingers. And
meanwhile, the French president is busy meeting, and I'm sure he must hate him, the president of Syria.
Is he? Okay.
Oh, he came to Paris. To meet the president of France.
Okay. No.
This guy who was actively in ISIS.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
Who they made the president of Syria now.
Right.
This guy oversaw a basically an organization called ISIS in Syria, which saw massive rape programs of women, massive butchery, like barbaric, proper, highest grade butchery.
He was listed as a terrorist, and now he's not.
He was listed as a terrorist, rightly so. Muslim or not, I don't care. And now he is the president of Syria because Bashar al-Assad was too evil.
Yeah.
This guy is... we can
deal with this guy.
This guy's good.
He's reasonable.
And now he's visiting Western leaders. Clean-cut suit, still has a beard. This guy was chopping people's heads off with a fucking machete a few years back.
And now he's...
And he was Sunni, and Bashar al-Assad was Shia, and it was Shia versus Sunni, and then Israel was spending money in it, and Saudi was spending money in it, and America was spending money in it, and Iran and Russia were spending money in it. Everyone was pouring money into this place, and now Bashar al-Assad finally won. Which people remember? Bashar al-Assad won. Right? Syria became... This happened after Syria became unified. Syrian civil war ended. God knows how many people, poor people, died. Massive, like probably 500,000, if I remember over my head correctly, at least.
And the destruction of Syria.
And the destruction is complete. And then you don't leave that country alone.
No.
Okay, you don't like Bashar al-Assad. I don't like Bashar al-Assad. But then you go in and again, and you topple that. And who do you put? Like, this is the guy you could find.
Yeah.
This is the best you could do. This guy. Yeah. Talking of Syria, and this is the guy who's representing Syria, and he's going around all these Western countries. Meanwhile, the country he's president of is under constant attack militarily from Israel, who have gone over the 1974 Golan Heights area, which was, by the way, disputed. And then there's a region east of it, which is basically going into the mainland of Syria and to Damascus. Do you know in the past month, Israel has taken a shitload of land in that area? They're coming down and they're conducting military operations, and they're taking actual land of Syria right now.
I know.
Not attacks, they have occupied it.
No, they occupied it, yeah.
The proper military invasion. Meanwhile, Israel, that's a fucking topic as well. And meanwhile, apart from taking land from Syria, Trump said a month ago that he will not support any annexation of West Bank. Unless I'm really wrong, a month ago or something, Israeli assembly or something like that.
They voted for colonization of West Bank, yeah.
They voted on that, right?
Yeah. And they agreed.
Okay, so I'm not completely wrong. Okay. So they already agreed on taking West Bank, which has nothing to do with Hamas. They were not in October 7th. Nothing to do with anything.
But it's the time.
Not even that was a justification. But you have no justification. But then again, you're Israel. You don't need a justification. You do whatever the hell you want.
There's a book that tells you that you need.
Yeah, of course. So they are taking West Bank. They are going into Syria, probably all the way to Damascus. Maybe a case will be made in 2 years. Even that will be normalized. Who knows? So far, Jordan is safe, but I'm not sure how will that work out, because Greater Israel needs a piece of land from Jordan as well. Gaza is a graveyard, basically, right?
It's living.
And now there are plans all over the place, making condos in it and casinos in it and all of that kind of shit in it, which was obviously always the plan, and people were screaming off their lungs 2 years ago, and some people were listening, but I remember when this started, we were doing a podcast or something. And people used to ask, and I was telling them, this is not going to stop. And I remember people texting me on my Instagram page, no, it will stop in a month or two, it will stop, they will do. I'm like, no. It's not going to stop now. This will get ridiculous. Every idea of normality that you have about international state affairs is going to go to shit. You don't understand what's going to happen. And now people think, the recent ceasefire, you're like, oh, it's going to hold. I'm like, no, of course it's not going to hold. What are you talking about? No, it's going to hold. No, it's not going to hold. And now the ceasefire is not holding, and they're like...
No, they're doing this very unique thing where they do a ceasefire, then they do a bombing, and they say, okay, now we're back to ceasefire.
Yeah.
It's like, we just do a bunch of bombing.
Yeah. We killed 80 of your people, like 13 of them children. Now we're going back to
children,
okay.
So, but what about the hostages, Ali? What about the hostages?
Fuck the hostages.
But they gave him back, Hamas gave all of them back. I know. But now...
But it was not about the hostages.
I thought it was about
if you give a shit about your hostages, you don't drop carpet bombing on top of their head.
But I thought it was about the hostages.
And the relatives of hostages, even when they were being held, were so against Netanyahu. There were been outbursts. There have been proper incidents. There's so many videos of that.
I know.
But these guys are going completely insane, off the rails in every direction. There's a lot of pressure on J.D. Vance as well, that if he runs for American elections in 2028, that he has to stop supporting Israel. In America, there's a massive movement now, not just left-wing liberal children, not just of them. There's a movement, it's a weird movement that the right-wing pundits, like Kirk died, but before he died, he was shifting to it. Candace Owens has heavily shifted on it.
Very vocal.
What's the name of that kid who just screams a lot? White kid.
White kid that screams a lot.
Oh,
that's a lot.
You know the famous guy who's very obnoxious.
Fuck.
You know the guy I'm talking about. He also did a
podcast recently
with the other guy who's also very big.
Fuck, what is his name?
We have probably Nick Fuentes. I saw a reel of him recently. He was chasing Ben Shapiro on the street. Ben Shapiro was with his family,
really?
And Nick Fuentes is like chasing him.
Is it AI or?
No. This is
not AI.
No, he's chasing him with a camera and all
Ben
that.
Shapiro.
That you're talking this about me and all that, and he's chasing him on the street.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Oh, he's screaming at him.
That's beautiful.
That's America.
That's America.
That's America
like,
with
hey,
people.
What about? Because Ben Shapiro screams a lot, but he's...
Oh yeah, but Ben Shapiro is essentially an Israeli state agent, obviously, just like Epstein was or whatever, or Maxwell was, essentially. But even these right-wing pundits, by the way, I don't agree with their other opinions. Like Nick Fuentes is fucking insane about women, about Muslims, about brown people. He doesn't agree with any interracial marriage, for example, if you're brown or white or black or white, whatever. It's a nut job. But the point is, but even the right wingers are against Israel.
There's a block against.
Left youth is against, but the Democratic Party, the heads are with Israel, but the youth which supports them, like AOC and all that, all the people they have just gone completely on the other side. But the right-winger pundits are also going nuts against Israel. Like, why are we... America first meant America first. Why are we spending money on you? Why are we going into your wars? They're more into isolationism of America, like control Atlantic, control the shit, and you guys can bugger off, and we want to make money and spend money within the country and make America great again. So it's a weird transition, but if someone asks me, Ali, when will the Israel war stop? I don't know. I don't think it will. Because, what can stop it? America goes... The best America can do, probably, is if they politically stop helping them. It would be a very weird day if they go in United Nations and vote against Israel. Not that would... Even if they vote against Israel, what is that going to do? Is someone going to go in physically and stop Israel? No. Who is going to land troops in Middle East right now? Who has the backbone to do that? No one. America cannot land troops. Europe can definitely not land troops. They have their own European problems right now, and they're dealing with them insanely.
Yeah, we have troops around there in France.
Yeah, but not like troops. Few 100,000 troops.
Yeah. But have you seen the French army took down an Israeli drone? And
where?
In where is it?
Middle East?
Yeah.
What is the French army doing there?
I'm not sure actually. I don't know where it is exactly, but I saw a week ago the French diplomacy. They denounced it because you had French troops and an Israeli drone flew over them, so they had to take it down.
And what are the French troops doing in Middle East?
And Israeli was... Don't ask questions.
Why are you guys here?
We have.
I thought you guys are in Africa and Central Africa.
No, we lost Africa.
You still have like 15 countries in Africa.
Yeah, but we lost Africa.
And you're running the currencies and economies and governments and everything.
Israeli drone. It happened, France got them 5 days ago.
Where?
In Lebanon.
Lebanon? Yeah. Lebanon was an ex-French colony, essentially.
UN peacekeeping troops in Lebanon.
So they're part of the United Nations. Yeah. Okay, that's a different scenario altogether. Okay.
We're not trying to take Lebanon again. We are not.
You gave it up.
Yeah.
Fuck off now.
I think they like us, Lebanon.
The Thin Red Line, by the way, if anyone is interested in creation of Israel, Palestine, and the role of England and France in it, which basically is England is to be blamed, but more is France. People don't usually understand that. You need to blame the French more. Read the book called The Thin Red Line. Very good. But going back, I mean, America is not going to physically go and stop Israel. That's out. Russia is not going to physically go in with troops, with like divisions and stop Israel. It's not happening. Okay. China cannot do it. Okay.
No one can.
Pakistan could, but they're not going to do it, and there's no support for them to do it because they don't have the economy to doing anything like that, and as soon as they do, someone is going to just like bamboozle them. What Iran, maximum Iran can do is try to supply some proxies, etc., and try to do it that way, because if they get too involved, Saudi gets involved. And they have a recent peace pact, and they want to focus on their economy, so Iran is not doing this. So who's going to do it? Who's going to stop Israel? The answer is the same exact answer I gave more than 2 years ago, which people don't like. It's not I'm enjoying it either when I give this answer. No one is going to stop them, because the only nations which can stop them have zero interest in stopping them. There's only other big boy which can stop them, and that's Turkey. But Turkey is eating up territory from Syria as well right now. They're stealing territory in Syria, which they have been claiming since the time of Ataturk, and their negotiations had broken down in the times of Ataturk. And they never gave up on I don't know if you know the ancient city and castle of Mosul. That area, the Turks have claims on that area. Okay. So they're just going to eat up territory. And they're going to be like, oh, you're eating, I'm eating also, he's eating also, we're all eating. So let's just look away from you eating and me eating. And so everyone is going to eat. And everyone is going to let each other eat. This is not about religion at all. This is about statecraft. They will perceive Israel as another state which is doing something, and they're going to let it happen. No one is going to stop it. There's no miracle happening. No one is coming from I don't think anyone. If the answer is, okay, Ali, how does this stop the Israel thing? My answer is, it doesn't stop. It just doesn't, because I cannot name anyone who's going to come in and stop this. No. So, Yemen does things, but okay, that's in the Strait of, like the Horn of Africa, and they can go against some ships and do all that kind of thing, sure. But they cannot cross the Saudi desert with the troops and go all the way north and stop. No one can. Who's going to stop this? Egypt doesn't seem to mind. Jordan, Turkey doesn't seem to mind. Iran doesn't seem to mind. Well, they seem to mind, but they're not going to do things about it. So, yeah. No. Iran is moving more towards also this area where they really want the country to do better. You know, they recently have lifted the ban from hijab now.
In Iran?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
No. Can you imagine how many women burned their hair scarves all over the shit in Europe about Iranian women's rights? And now they finally did one of the things that you wanted to, and no one is speaking about it.
Yeah. I saw the videos.
Like, they just banned hijab.
Many women, I saw videos of women just walking around like
be happy. Good. Good. Okay. So they just banned that. So Iran is also, that is an obvious move to move more towards, I want to focus on my country and make the people's life better. We're entering the age of AI and fucking NVIDIA and chips and space, and there's no space for all of the shit anymore. Pakistan is already, Fatma Bhutto is a person, she was on about it, like Pakistan is already changing the language. They never used to talk about two-state solution, but now they're talking about two-state solution. Within 5 to 6 years, there will be heavy talks in Pakistan about accepting Israel. Because they want to focus on economy and people are so tired in Pakistan. Eventually they're also going to be like, we don't give a shit about that, just give us a better life. Especially the younger generations. Right now, when I say this, people are going to be pissed at me. I don't support it. I'm just saying what I'm seeing is going to happen. I think everyone is going to look the other way.
Right.
It's just the way
like we are already doing anyway. There's no...
Be more explicit with their populace about actually looking away. Yeah. Pakistan accepting Israel will be a monumental event in statecraft, especially because that's unless I'm wrong, Iran maybe, that's the only country which openly doesn't accept them. Right? So the day they do, and these days my mindset is not if they do, it's the day they will just accept it. It's the end.
Right.
Nothing more is happening. Meanwhile, Israel will eat more territory, Turkey will eat more territory. Iran also has territory. South of Iraq essentially is not occupied by them, but owned by them. The governments in Baghdad are very heavily influenced and owned by Iran right now. I remember when ISIS troops surprised everyone in the world, and they went from Syria, after conquering Syria, and they went into northern Iraq. I don't know if you remember a few years back. And everyone was like, oh, ISIS is going to take over Baghdad. It was the Iranian troops crossing Iranian borders under an agreement with the Iraqi government in Baghdad, Al-Quds Brigade and all of that, Qasem Soleimani, who later Trump assassinated. They went up against and they fought them in the center of Iraq and pushed them back. So Iraq, half of it is owned by Iran as well. Anyways,
we've been at it for a while.
What's a while now?
An hour and 20.
Wow, didn't feel like it. Good. How's dating in Barcelona, Matthew?
There's no dating in Barcelona. I mean, for both of you, if you are looking, Barcelona is a place to be.
I think Barcelona is not a good place to live in if you want to have a proper good relationship. Eventually, you need to move out. It's too much. Yeah, it's just too much.
Too much.
I'm talking to the guys now. Women might not understand this.
Even the girls, I think, to some degree.
It's too promiscuous.
It's too much.
You need to move the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the age-old question. Where the fuck are we moving?
Where do we go now?
Where do we go now? I don't know. Something will happen. I'll do something, but I have no idea how or when. Sometimes I really want to live in get a very small Greek island and just have a stone house, fishing boats, grow some stuff there in the middle of Mediterranean. Just disappear. But I'm just not that old yet. That's the problem. I wish I was 58 right now. This choice would be so much easier at 58.
Less choice.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, fine, I can go. I don't have I have 2 decades left or something, most. It's fine.
Right.
That could be done. But right now I'm in a weird place. I am in a weird place. 5 more years, and then this thing is done as well.
Yeah.
The book thing. Let's see what happens.
Maybe you read something.
Did I read something?
Maybe you read something that's going to show you the way. I don't know if it's in the books, the answer.
I don't know. I think I have given up on that. I think it's going to be circumstantial.
Right.
It will be a combination of luck, circumstances, a bit of effort. Something will pop up, and in the moment we will decide that this is a good idea, and you will go with that. I want to live in North Africa. I want to live in Netherlands. I want to live in Spain. I want to go to China and live there. I have no idea what I'm doing. On the moon. I mean, Elon Musk is going to get there as well and marry someone and have a child. That's what Elon Musk does.
He doesn't even marry. He has...
Oh, yeah, sorry. He doesn't marry.
Dozens of children.
He's going to come to your house. He's going to screw you. He's going to have a baby. He's going to take the baby and put it in a special school that he has created himself. So that's what he's going to do. He's making his own small army. That's what this guy's doing.
Yeah.
He has how many kids already now? Close to 10?
No, more, way more.
More?
Way more. Well, because he has a lot of children we don't know about.
And he doesn't do traditional parenting like I want to spend lovey-dovey time with you.
I think he's not even...
He's independent of that compulsion, I think.
Yeah, but I think he has... If the rumors are true, he has children that he's not even conceive directly. He's looking for women to have children with, and he pays for everything. For silence, and gives them a lot of money every...
Just finds good genetics, you're tall and your teeth are good and no health issues.
He's just had a ton of children with a ton of women we don't know about. And he just pays them a lot of money to keep quiet. He has this thing, this kind of fetish of...
He's doing his own Blade Runner thing.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the name of this corporation?
Yeah, that's basically what I meant. Yeah. Exactly, right. Yeah. Rand or Rand Corporation or something?
Rand Corporation is a real thing. Tyrell?
No? Yeah, Tyrell. Yeah. Exactly. Tyrell. This guy, how do their brains work? Because I don't think that he's spending more than half an hour with each kid a week. Right? He's not doing it. They are just with nannies or in schools or something.
He's not paying any attention to them.
Because I think it's almost like the Succession. You don't need love. I have enough money that my kids will be after me anyways. So...
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways. Let's end the podcast then. Unless we'll be doing it regularly from now on.
Yes.
So, let's end it.
It's done.